An INTJ woman is the textbook definition of a Sigma woman. She is quiet, she is reserved, she is confident, she's introverted, she doesn't follow trends, she stays in her own lane, she blocks out a lot of outside noise, and she makes the best decisions for her life. And due to this nature, she will usually get a lot of pushback in life. A lot of times, people will try to make her into something that she is not. They'll try to conform her to societal norms of how a woman should act. Because society believes that a woman should be bubbly, self-sacrificial, a martyr, and overly accommodating. And an INTJ woman is not any of those things. So when she comes along, she just flips people's worlds upside down for some reason because she's independent, she's honest, she's assertive, and she is not a pushover. This mysterious and often aloof woman is very misunderstood. A lot of people see her as this unfeeling, stoic being, but never thinks about anything that's on the inside or the things that she does not show. And she simply doesn't show those things just because they're sacred. And only a select few people in her life get to see those different sides to her. I can't tell you how many rooms I have walked into over the course of my life and instantly felt the vibe change. People in the room, both men and women, analyzing me, sizing me up, trying to figure out what I'm about, all in the matter of a few seconds when I'm just walking into a place minding my own business. And it's a different type of focus that they give me than other people, I've noticed. People seem to subconsciously realize when they're in the presence of a Sigma woman, although they may not know the verbiage or what a Sigma woman even is, but they can sense it. They sense this internal power that we have, and they sometimes make it their priority to try to knock us down a few pegs, which of course never works. The older I get, the more observant I become, and I notice a lot of interactions between myself and different people in the world. And for the longest time, at least since my adolescence and my early 20s, I always wondered if something was wrong with me because these were typically situations that happened very commonly, but I always brushed them off. Maybe it's something on my part that's making them feel this way. Something about myself that they see that I maybe don't see. And now I know what it is, and nothing was ever wrong with me to begin with. So many times people have tried to exclude me in different situations, and especially women when it came to group projects in school or some social setting in an attempt to isolate me and make me second guess myself. But once they realize that I'm still solid all by myself and that type of thing doesn't faze me, they flip the script and then they try to befriend me, saying something like, "Oh, you were so quiet, so I didn't think that you liked me," or "You just seemed very intimidating or serious when you walked in the room," and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, you don't even know me. You never had a conversation with me, but you have all of these assumptions about me. And I think that's very strange. I've been told in the past that I'm intimidating, all because I don't talk a lot when I first meet someone, and I observe more than I speak. I'm not overly dramatic. I'm not overly expressive. I think I'm just a pretty neutral person. I'm a neutral person, and for whatever reason, that seems to make people feel like that's a personal attack on them from myself. When in actuality, I'm probably one of the least judgmental people that you will ever come across. Although I do have high standards for the people that I have in my life and more so for myself, it's not that I go around harping to people about these things to random people or people in my life in an attempt to get them to try to fit this mold that I've created for them. But they make it seem this way without me ever even speaking a word. I made a video a couple of years ago that talked about the INTJ woman being a lone wolf. I'll link this below and in the video as well. But basically, the lone wolf is the Sigma female. Like, they're the same thing. And back when I made that video, I had heard about alpha, sigma, beta, all those different characteristics, but I never really went that deeply into it until recently. And that's when I realized that lone wolf women are usually Sigma women. And as INTJ women, we encompass those characteristics 100%. Like an INTJ woman, a Sigma woman is also very rare when it comes to personality archetypes. I think they make up less than or somewhere around 0.1% of women just total in the world. So, we don't meet a whole lot of people like ourselves, so it can feel kind of lonely sometimes. Sigma women have this interesting way of drawing people to us. We're very magnetic. And I don't say this in a way to brag about it. It's just more of like a catch-22. I'm personally not much of a people person, but people are drawn to me, which I find kind of, jarring or interesting, I should say. So if you're a Sigma woman, you may notice too that you are never alone. Someone will always come up to you. Someone will always try to start a conversation. Someone will always be around you when there are so many other places they can be. They will choose the spot that's right next to you and there's 900 other empty seats. We just have that pull when it comes to people. We have a very intense gaze. We are very direct when we speak. We are very sure of ourselves. And that comes across as overconfidence sometimes to other people. People seem to feel a way when we don't need their validation. We can walk in anywhere, 100% ourselves, confident, self-assured, with this internal power, and we don't need anything from them. We're not looking to get anything from them. So they'll sometimes try to insert themselves into our lives just to say that, oh, I validated her in some way, or I made her feel this type of way in some way, when it's like we weren't even worried about you to begin with. And I often see the comparison between Sigma women and Alpha women. And although we share quite a few characteristics, we are pretty different. For example, Sigma women, we like to be more low-key, while Alpha women, they like to make their presence known. They want you to really feel them, Whereas us, we just kind of want you to leave us alone. We go with the flow. We don't really like being bothered. We don't like being the center of attention. And Sigma women, we're more motivated by our internal desires, by personal development, whereas Alpha women are more motivated by external things, external achievements and awards and external validation. Sigma women, on the other hand, we don't really care about people like that or their accolades, because internally we know we will always be good regardless. If you're an INTJ woman or a Sigma woman, you will most likely go through life pretty solo. And I don't mean this in a bad way either. You'll either be pretty solo or you'll have a close handful of people around you, your inner circle. And that's how you prefer it. That's where you find the most peace, and that's what feels the most good to you. And I think sometimes Sigma women may try to run from this type of nature that we have because, again, in society, we are conditioned to be the opposite way of that. We're conditioned to always have people around us, to have a big friend group, to always be in the center of things and to give. But please understand that you don't have to be that way. And most likely, if you ever have tried to be that way, you may have noticed pretty quickly that it just didn't feel right. So stay true to yourself always, and always do what feels good for you.